Hello everybody, my name is Justin and today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to apply materials to simple objects in 3ds Max. By the end of the tutorial, hopefully you'll have something looking somewhat like this. Alright, so to begin, start up 3ds Max here. Then, first step that's pretty important to do is you're going to go to the render setup. It's the teapot with a little cog right up here. Click it. And there you will see under renderer, it says art renderer. You're going to click that and you're going to change it to NVIDIA Mental Ray. There we go. You can close that out now. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a plane. So go to the top viewport right here after you've clicked to create a plane. You click and drag. Now I usually make mine 1000 by 1000, but you can change yours to whatever you want. Alrighty, now that that is done, we're going to go back into the perspective view here. And we're going to go create a box. Now you can create a box however you want by either selecting box or cube. I prefer cube because it keeps it all equal. So I'm going to just create a cube. There we go. I'm going to zoom in on it a little. Now then, next step is going to be to apply the materials. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this material editor right up here. You're going to click that and the little window is going to open up here. You're going to see it right there. So let's find a material that we want to apply to this cube. There's a whole whack of them, especially under the Autodesk material library here. Let's see. I don't really want any wood material on it. Not this one anyway. Let's go with some glass here. I'm going to go with some frosted clear. So you're going to just click and drag that into this middle spot here. Let go. Then what's going to happen is you're going to go here. You're going to drag this node, click, drag, and just let go on the cube. There we go. Now for any other material, you can turn on the show shaded material in viewport. You're going to click that and it would give you a more detailed view of your object in the screen here. But since it's glass, it's just going to be see-through. So let's take a quick peek at what that's going to look like. So we're going to go to render production. You're just going to click that. Okay, you can kind of see it's coming along there, eh? Alright, so once we get an idea, we don't have to hold on anymore. And watch, we can X that. So I can X this temporarily. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select and move this cube here. So we're going to make a copy of it. I should say instance. But to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to click Shift, click the cube, and drag, and then release. And then make sure it's on instance and hit OK. Now we have an instance of this cube. So now we can apply a different texture to it. So let's go to material editor up here. Click that. And we can find our next type of material we want. Let's go with a nice looking steel here. Let's go with a semi-polished steel. Move it out of the way. Then take the node, drop it on the cube. And don't forget, if you want a more detailed view, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, is show shaded material in viewport. Now it doesn't look all that great here, but I assure you once you render it out, it will look pretty nice. Of course, since the floor is white here, it's going to look mighty weird. So before I actually let that carry on, I'm going to cancel it, X, and let's apply a flooring material to the plane on the bottom there. So let's find some nice floor. Let's go white oak natural. Okay, and like with all the cubes, click the node, drag onto the plane, and let go. And then just like the others, we will show this shaded material. And you can see that already looks pretty good there. If you really want to change the size though, you're going to just double click this right here and change the scale. You can change it to whatever size you want. So 500, let's say. I'm just going big or go home, right? I think that's good. You can change it to whatever you want. Sometimes 20 works good, sometimes 25. But you can see it looking pretty good there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close this a little bit. And I'm going to create a few more cubes. 1 and 2. I'll create just 2 because it's relatively simple once you get the hang of it here. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so I can see more of my room here. Now let's see what else we got here for some nice materials. Let's see what other flooring materials they got actually instead of wood. They have some carpets. Let's look at carpets here. Ooh, a braided rug. Let's try that one. Okay, so drag the node, let it go, and show the shaded material. Now, it kind of looks weird because there's some weird see-through stuff in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and the cutout image part there. We don't want that there, so we can delete that. And you can see it's looking pretty good now. Now I'm just going to double click this and change the parameters because it looks kind of weird. You can see textures overlapping on each side, etc., etc. And 25. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty weird too. Let's change it. Go 10 on each side. Oh, we're getting close. Trial and error, right? So let's try 30. All right. Let's just go back to 15. Let's keep it that way. So next, what we're going to do is for this, I'm going to show you something a little special. So for this one, I'm going to apply a personal texture, something, you know, maybe you found a picture online that you like, or maybe you just want to put your own picture on a cube, which is totally fine. What you're going to do is in the slate material editor here, you're going to go all the way up near the top, and under scan line here, you're going to click and drag. Alright, so standard material there. Then we're going to go down to here where it says maps, bitmap, click, drag, and it's going to open a window. Then you just find the texture you're looking for. I grabbed a brown and black brick texture. So I'm going to grab that, and what you're going to do is see your bitmap right here. You're going to take the node here and attach it to the diffuse color. Alright, so now let's apply that to our cube. And of course, show the shaded. Now you see it looks really weird, like you can't really see the bricks, but if you zoom in, you most certainly can see the bricks. So what we got to do is we got to scale that down. And to do that, we're going to double click the bitmap here, and where it says size, we're going to increase that. So I'm just going to say 25, and if it's not right, oh, perfect. Look at that. We can see our bricks. So I can X this out, seeing as all my materials are added. And you can just create the composition any way you want, change the lighting, where you're looking at. And then you can go and we'll take one last look as to what it looks like before making the final render. Alright, so that's done rendering. So what we can see is I don't really like how bland it looks. There's no shadows, or the floor even looks a little weird, and the brick is too bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the floor here. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. Okay, now that that's done, to give it some shadows and make it look pretty good, I'm gonna add some lighting here. So I'm gonna try the Omni lighting, see how that looks. You can try whatever lighting you want and whatever suits your fancy. Okay, and I'm gonna move it so it's kind of where I want it. So up. I'm just gonna go into the top viewport here and make it right where I want it. Maybe raise it up just a little bit more. Let's see how that looks. Oop. Forgot to click back in this viewport. Remember that, people. Always be in the perspective viewport. Alrighty, so now we can see it looks a little better here. We've got some awesome looking shadows. Maybe it's still a little bit bright around the brick, but that's alright. We can still move it around and lift it up a little. So let's do that. Let's go up. And let's move this way a little. Maybe make it more this way. And a little more up maybe. Now I think this is going to be good for your lesson here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up, go back to this here. I'm going to set it up so you can get it in an HD picture. So for output size here, we're going to click that drop down menu where it says custom and go to HD TV. Now you can choose whatever size you want, but me, I'm going with 1280 by 720. And then we can hit render. Alright, and there you have it, guys. Looking good, looking good. Alright, now, to save it, you just click this little save icon here, save image. You can save it wherever you want, name it whatever you want. I'm going to save it as a JPEG, though. And I'm going to call it Cube Art. There we go. And you can make it whatever you want, make it large, make it small. And okay, there you go. And don't always forget, you can use these up here to make it look really cool. Change it up, make it monochrome, whatever. Alrighty, that's it for me. See you next time.